Greetings, it's Fancy, and I am the award-winning publisher and editor-in-chief of Swagger Magazine. And today I'm bringing to you another CEO Chatter segment. For those who are unfamiliar with CEO Chatter, is our business segment hosted by me because I also have a business blog that goes by the same name. Greetings, Miss Apple Pie, Letty Love You, Flawless Beauty, Soul Tie. I don't think that's what this says. Hey y'all, hey. So today I'll be interviewing RJ White. She is the owner of the professional basketball team, the Vipers, based in Illinois. And I'm just waiting on her to come on. In the meantime, I can show you all our magazine for those who might not be familiar with the magazine. So we do actually have a print copy as well as a digital copy as well. And then we have our website where we also update content daily. So you all can check us out at swagger.net if you haven't. We do have different news articles, interviews. We talk a little bit about relationships, love, health, just you name it. We got some of everything there, especially if it pertains to the Black community. So you all can visit our website at swagher.net. And I'm just waiting on RJ to come in so I can bring her in and we can start our interview. In the meantime, if you all have any questions about the magazine, you can let me know, or just let me know how y'all doing. What are y'all doing this morning? It's 11 something, so some of you all might be like on a lunch break or something, I take it. And how's your day going? Which is Tuesday. Tuesdays, we host our podcast, Theories and Thoughts, at 7 p.m. Central Time on Facebook. If you've never checked that out, I'm inviting you all to check that out. I hosted with Arnya T.M. Davis, and we are going into our second year. Let me see. I see we have a request. No, but that's not RJ though. So I have a guest. That's why I hadn't answered any other requests. Now, sometimes I'll be on here and I will ask for people to go live with me. And most of the time, I don't ever see anybody. So I'm sorry I can't bring you on right now. I saw the name, but I can't remember it. I'm sorry. But maybe once we're done, then I could bring you in for a minute. I do have another appointment once we wrap up. But is anyone familiar with the Vipers team, the professional team? Does anyone like basketball? Any NBA watchers here? I'm not really a sports girl, but I love the fact that RJ is a woman who owns a male basketball team. So that's something that she and I will be discussing once she comes on. And I'm just waiting and rambling. Or I can show y'all more of the issue. This piece of hair is just bothering my eye. So this is a little of what the issue looks like on the inside. This was a feature. Sorry, I got a phone call. Let me make certain I still. Thank you. Yes, that was the name, Dushi International. Not familiar. You're not familiar. Thank you. You're saying you're not familiar with the podcast. We're on Spotify, iTunes. You all can check us out. And it's called Theories and Thoughts. There is a Thoughts and Theories one. Now, I'm saying that as I'm showing you all the magazine still. So this is we did a collaborative thing with the different earring styles. I wish I could. For some reason, it seems like my screen is showing a lot dimmer today. But I see RJ on, so let me try to see if she sent her request. Thank you all. Thank you, Lido Squee. Let me see. There we go. Dushi International, in the comments, let me know what you do, since I see that you sent the request.
Hi.
Greetings. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. So, guys, this is RJ White. She is the owner of the Vipers Pro Basketball Team. But RJ, you can tell them a little bit more about yourself because I know you can do that better than me.
No, I thank you for having me first and foremost. And yes, I am RJ White. I am CEO of Vipers Pro Basketball. We are a pro men's basketball team currently under the ABA, but we are also a 12 country internationally allianced organization, the only in, I believe, in the world, and a woman owned by myself. So, yes.
Wow. That's amazing. So, and because I was wondering, I'm not that familiar when you say professional basketball, but I know it's not the NBA. So this is another arena outside of that, but it's also national,
Yes.
international.
International, yes. So,
Yeah.
okay, if you're thinking of, we'll say like you have the NBA, okay, the NBA is considered like the highest caliber.
Mhm.
When you go overseas, you're actually playing on the same level as the NBA. So we are that level overseas. Here in the United States, we are considered amateur on some levels until we get back overseas, and then we are a professional organization again. So we kind of fluctuate back and forth, but we play some of the highest level teams. Like when we go to Tokyo, we will play some of the top tier Division 1 level teams that will be participating in the.
Wow. Okay. So that's really like, how does that feel though? Do you ever feel, just out of curiosity, like, you go overseas and you're probably treated, or is there a difference in the
Yeah.
treatment? It
Um.
is.
It well. I can't say it's a different treatment. I can say it's a different level. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Like when we go over there, we are a elite team. Over here in the United States, we are an elite team, but obviously the NBA does take up a large, portion of acronym and brand recognition. We
Mhm.
have 2.7 million in analytics, so we are running neck to neck with the actual NBA in the league itself as one team. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
that's good. I was just curious because I know how like people be like, oh, we go outside the country and it's like this and it's like that. I've never been outside the country, but just to see it like kind of from the sports world, I was curious about how that might work. And I have heard of like I think it's like AAU
Yeah,
basketball,
yeah.
like, but that's not the
No,
same thing
they're
though
like
either. That's still just
big
as different.
divisions under us. That's like the babies or the youth basketball. So like how you have like your 12U, 13U, 14U, circuit players, things of that nature.
Hmm.
Um, those are the guys that are like, the high recognition players, some of them. And then they go off and they go to like high recognition, like Division 1, 2, 3 level colleges, sometimes NAIA and sometimes JUCO. And then when they graduate, they look for other means to play. So they'll either go into an amateur sport or they'll go into like NBA G League or NBA. So we are like at the lateral of NBA G League. When we go overseas, we're at like the NBA Division 1 level.
Got you. So now, how did you become an owner of a sports team? Like, were you already interested in sports, or how? First off, how did you even get into sports? I guess.
So I have been wanting to own a team since I was 6. So I have mapped this out in my head like a team in which I do plan on, those conversations are currently right now being had. But my goal since 6 years old, I was just like, okay, back then you couldn't tell me anything. I was like, yeah, I'm about to own the Lakers, okay, and I just seen, I think that the so, which is funny, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna own the Lakers. I'm gonna have an NBA team. I'm gonna have, like all of this stuff when it came to organization, B-roll, and when I finally got, grew up and you realize, okay, you got real adult bills. You start having your own kids, so you start, you have those responsibilities as far as like, being a parent, traveling internationally. My vision never changed. It just had to expand itself out. So it was like, okay, well, you gotta, slow but steady wins the race. Most people will say, okay, well, I got a 5-year goal. I need this done in 5 years. I knew when I bought the Vipers organization, I knew it wasn't going to take me 5 years. I always said it was a 10-year plan, maybe 5 to 10 year plan at the minimum 5 years. And I just like, okay, well, you just got to make sure you stay the course. So that's kind of what I've been doing. That's how I got into sports, buying the Vipers organization, seeing how other teams, ran their organizations, knowing what I wanted at a young age at 6, looking at, like I said, the top models as far as like the people that set the tone for basketball. Teams like the Wrens. Most people don't know about them. They were like the first team in New York. And just those NBA teams right now, such as the Lakers, that kind of keep that, the acronyms in in a positive light. Maybe I'll say that.
Right. And actually, so how long have you owned the Vipers?
I've owned the Vipers for 6 years now. I was the youngest female to own a team in their league, and African American, of course.
Wow. So you've been making a lot of history as you've been progressing with the team. That's really cool.
Yeah, I have. I just recently got selected for 10 most influential Black women business owners in the world. I got selected for that, but I think it was by CIO magazine. So I was really stoked to see that because like when they were asking us questions or asking me questions, they were like, all right, so where have you been? What have you done? I know I just seen Jamaica on here said that we miss you, and I wanted to say hi to them too.
Yeah, I
But
saw that.
I was just like naming some of the places I've been, and sometimes it is mind boggling because you're like, man, I've been all over this, beautiful world of ours, and I'm still striving. People see me as, as making it, and it's like, no, my overall goal is NBA team ownership. I haven't even made it where I'm trying to go yet. So fingers crossed, hopefully, by 2022, 23, you'll have that exclusive interview with me.
It's coming. So let me ask you this then, because you mentioned traveling a bit. Like, how did you even get into traveling? Is that where was your family in the military, or? Because
No.
it sounds like you've been a lot of places.
Yes and no. So all of my father, he was former military, grandfather, former military, uncles, all former military, but that didn't bear any influence on me traveling. Surprisingly, it was more of like the generational thing where they were like, oh no, you don't need to get out of the country. You don't need to travel. You need to stay, local and close where you're safe, things like that. I went to Paris at like 18, 19, and my parents were looking at me like, you ain't say nothing about you going across no internet. Like, what is you doing? So I wouldn't say that it was generationally that it was like of influence. It was just I just couldn't stay like centrally locally in one area. Like to me, I've always had like a different mindset, from my generation, I guess. And some people do have that mindset in my generation, but for me, I just wanted to, dare to be different, I guess. It was just like, okay, what good does it do for me to live and die in the same place? I grew up in a small city, and it's just one of those things where you don't want to live and die in the same area, but you have generationally, you have those great grandparents, that's the city they were born in, and that's the city they live in, and
Right.
like that. My kids, they travel with me internationally. They travel with me from country to country. They've been to 48 countries. I mean, they've been to 48 states. They've been to 8 countries. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay, I got to get on it myself because I'm like, I think I'm a little older than you, but I definitely need to be
Oh,
traveling more. So, and then as well, I know my daughter is 17 and she's just ready to, to go. She's already
yeah.
ready to travel. And I'm just like, I come from a small town, and I just even listening to what you said, it made me think like about my own grandparents and so on. And like, to live and die in one place, that was a profound message there to me.
Yeah, like it's been something that's been in our generations for years because we never, generationally and culturally, we never really needed to travel. It was like, okay, you're happy to have somewhere to stay. So somewhere to stay, you're staying there. You're not going anywhere else. So it was really, like I said, one of those situations where it's just like, okay, it's more to the world. Like I'm a real millennial. When they say, oh, working in the workplace and millennials get tired, I have been sought after by different universities. Like I just graduated from Harvard, where I got my cert for negotiation mastery, and I got accepted in Harvard for my master's. But as I'm having these conversations with like their advisory boards or what have you, it's mind-boggling for them to want to break down like the millennials and how millennials think. And I'm like, I'm a millennial, so I'm like, it's very simple. They just don't want to be in one
Box in.
place, and they want recognition for the work that they put out there. Like it's literally just that simple. So hopefully things will change for millennials very soon, and they can retire in jobs because that's the new thing now where nobody's retiring anymore. They're like,
Right.
okay, I goes at 60. I'm just gonna still work at 60. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't want to be one of those people.
Mm.
So, I was gonna ask you, when you say, what was it, 2.7 in analytics? That's what the number was? Okay. I'm proud of myself for remembering it in this. But does that mean, like, is that viewers, or kind of like, what does that mean though?
So, hey, coach. So, when you have, we'll say like a website or how we have, like viewers on here, we'll say one
Hmm.
person clicks on, Swagger magazine. That's one
Hmm.
analytic. So, what
Okay. Okay.
I watch is like, that's them. But on a rotation 12-month basis, we guarantee have 2.7 million clicks. I think our impressions were even higher. I want to say our impressions were like somewhere around 100 million, and we had
Hmm.
like 2.7 that were like, kind of like a steady number of people that just kind of like watch the organization or just keep up with news and content. So,
Okay, I was just
mhm.
curious. I'm familiar with those analytics. It's
Yeah.
just when I saw it, I was kind of wondering, like, okay, so what type of analytics do they have? I'm
Yeah,
always trying to read data, so that's why I was just wondering what that meant. But I got you now. Okay, cool.
worldwide. It was really crazy because I seen people on there from what was it? It was Ethiopia. We had some people from Guatemala, Kenya, and I was just like, wow. Like, it's, even though I'm the CEO, sometimes it is mind boggling when you see that, because you're like, well, okay, so we are an international brand. I'm
Right.
right now, and I went to an appliance shop, and this guy, he's like 6'10", 6'11". He walked up to me. He was like, "Don't you own the Vipers?" I was like, yes, yes, I do. Why? Like, oh, he's like, I'm just saying because I see you somewhere before and this and that. I was like, oh my goodness, like, because I try to stay, in the back scene of things, but it's really, it's a good feeling to know that our brand is expanding, and where we're going to be futuristically. I finally
Right.
paid today for my team in the UK, so this is my first public announcement that I officially own a team in the UK. So,
Wait, so you acquired another team?
yeah, I bought a
A
team.
second team? Oh,
Yes,
wow. Okay, congratulations.
thank you.
So, like, I mean, is the process for acquiring a team, that seems pretty hard? Is it? Would you say,
It's
or?
taken me 4 years to acquire a team in Europe because I'm not a citizen there. You have a lot of teams that, they have like their financial issues and problems, where they run into, financial strain, and you could come in and you could save them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to actually, be 100% owner or have 100% rights or even be accepted, because a lot of times when you are, from a different country and you're going into another country, you could buy whatever you want, but that does not mean that you're going to have, like the audience or, the people to help you do the groundwork to build your organization.
Right.
So it was really a good feeling to know that everybody, like, it was like a good decision to say, okay, this will be a good organization to bring into our league, in which I'm under NDA, so I can't exactly say which league, but it's mind-boggling to say that, as a first female, first black woman, youngest black woman, to ever own a team in Europe.
Okay. And
Yeah.
look, and I see, I think this is the one you said was the coach. When I
Yeah.
asked if it's hard to have a team, I see he said, hell yes. So,
Yes, it
so
is.
what
Mhm.
is, like, like day to day, how does that work for you? What does that look like for you?
Day to day, it's a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls. I have a great staff. As you can see, they're on here supporting me right now. I got family, they're on here, they're supporting me right now. I got my mentor, she's from Jamaica, she's on here right now, she's starting her own clothing line. But I just got like a really good support system, people that kind of just, they help out. So for me, I could wake up, send out a couple emails, I make a couple phone calls. I'm making sure that, the operations for the season are in play for the season, for the organization or association that we're in currently, which our season starts in November. We got tryouts coming out on August the 28th, so I've been kind of like working on what the logistics of that look like. I'm doing like a whole facelift for the organization. I'm keeping the colors, but I'm doing a facelift for like the logo and everything else. So I've been having those conversations back and forth with my creative team. I'm hiring more marketing representatives. So I've been doing like the interview phases for that. We just brought on big Wayne Tree Rollins. He's over our player development now. He's former NBA center, so he's with like that whole, Akeem Olajuwon, Shaq, all those guys like era, Shaq coming in era. And we got two NBAers that are buying into, our organization. So dealing with legal, and making sure that all of their contracts and all of that stuff actually pan. So it's a process. And then I got, a little tyke she running around here. If I hear no one more time, okay, then I'm dealing with, that as far as motherhood as well. But I wouldn't trade it for the world, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And it sounds like a lot, but you talk about it with passion. So I know that it's something that you still enjoy. And that's always like a good thing. And my last question is, so how would you say that you balance? I know you mentioned having a support system, but how do you balance being a mother and, a business owner as well?
You got to take time for yourself. You have a 17-year-old. So I'm sure you understand, like, when you're dealing with, we'll say little people, younger humans, they still need conditioning and, education and attention themselves. So I just try to find like a fair balance to make sure like I'm there for, my kids if they need me mentally, spiritually, all of that. And then I make sure I have time for my business and then for myself. I feel like for women in business, our biggest thing is self-care. Like we have to make sure we're taking time out for self, whether that be 10, 15 minutes of meditation, whether that be just making sure you got, a good cup. Like the day or before your night closes, you just got to make sure you take the time for yourself. Lastly, I would say you have to be your own motivation for your own vision, because there are so many people in the world that would change your vision if they had the ability to. Like as soon as you tell them like, hey, I want to buy, we'll say, a pizza stand, like as soon as you say you buy a pizza stand, oh girl, no, you don't need to buy no pizza stand. They don't make money, and if you buy the pizza stand, maybe you should turn it to a truck. Or so now your vision is consistently evolving and changing based off of other people's perspective. So you just have to make sure that you stay focused on your goals, your family, and yourself. So that's what my advice would be.
Wow. And I love that. And I totally agree, because people can definitely come in and change your vision. I've just had a conversation with myself about something similar. So I totally get that and agree.
Yeah.
So, well, you gave your news announcement today. I mean, but can you tell people where to find you, or if you have any other events or anything else, that you'd like to let them know before we close out?
Definitely. Well, my page is RJ White Official. Y'all heard her say no one more time, right? Got it. Ain't nobody even saying to her. She just no. The Vipers web address is vipersprobasketball.com. If you want to just stay up to date or current with, what I'm doing, I also have Facebook, I have Instagram, and I have Twitter. The Vipers organization, as we announced, these people that are coming in to buy into the team, which are current, some of them are currently in the NBA. You guys can just stay tuned to our website, and we'll put all the current updates there.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, RJ, for coming on and sharing with us. And if anybody came in late, then we will have the replay up on YouTube as well as up on the website. So thank you again, and you have a great day.
You too. Thank you for having me.
All right. Peace and blessings. All right. So thanks guys for tuning in to my interview with RJ. That was really cool, especially seeing her, like I said before, as a Black woman with a team, a professional basketball team. Like, how cool is that? And that she takes the time to sit down and do interviews with other Black media. I think that makes her really cool in my book, because oftentimes we don't get that type of love back. So I'm just glad that, we were able to have this opportunity. And then, like she said, she just acquired another team today. So you all heard a new exclusive about something else that she has going on. So definitely follow them. I think she said it was Vipers Pro 1. I think that's what she said the Instagram handle was. But definitely look for them on Instagram and visit their website so that you all can stay up to date and in the know of what they have going on. And again, we do have our Bossy issue available in our store. So if you haven't checked it out, you all can do that. You don't have to purchase the print issue. You can actually read online. You can read digitally. If you visit our website and go to the shop page, you'll find all of our products there. And you can order your issue, or you can be taken to issue.com and read digitally. So again, tune in this evening to Theories and Thoughts at 7 p.m. Central Time. Chris Natha will be live on the Facebook page on tomorrow morning at 11 with the Masterpiece Lounge, and then Clarissa will be on the Facebook page on Thursday at 7 p.m. With Sweet and Real. So you all can also check out those other segments that we have. And if you missed anything that I just said, the flyers are up on our newsfeed on the wall. So thanks again for tuning in. Peace and blessings, and y'all have a great day.